So I got this new toy in the mail here. This is the Potensic drone. This is a 1080p Wi-Fi camera drone. So you just kind of remind me of a DJI Spark, actually. Kind of interesting. So give this a try and see how that works. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up and show you guys what's inside. Well, before we do that, let's look at some of the information on the side here. So GPS, function waypoint, have app, live stream, follow me. They say here it's a 5G connection, so faster, cleaner, blah blah blah. The first thing we see inside here is the drone itself. It's pretty lightweight, pretty nice. I'm gonna put it down here for a second. We got a controller itself. Actually, it looked like similar to some of the previous Potensic controller. So here we have some extra play, a little USB cable with a screwdriver and some tools. And then here's the battery. The battery's really little. I wonder how good this thing is. 1500 milliamp and 3.7 volt. Look like a 5.5 watt hour battery. So on the battery itself there is a micro USB port for charging. It comes with a short little USB A to micro USB charging cable to do that. So here's the drone itself, as you can see. Again, really lightweight. Cameras up front. Look like the camera is adjustable. Maybe put in the apps. There's some instruction here how to do the GPS calibration, or compass calibration rather. Power button up there, and the battery goes in the back right here. So here's a close picture of the Potensic drone. Again, GPS version here. Up front you have just one button. This is the power button. This button, if you hold down, it will turn on the drone, and if you hold down again, it will turn it off. These are the 4 blades here. As you can see, they come with an extra set of blade that you can install. So in the back you have the bottom of the drone. On the side here you have the micro SD slot. You support up to I think 64 gigs. I use the 32 gigs and it works fine. In the back where the battery goes, and then there's a little clip here that battery kind of clip into. I'm not a huge fan of this design. It's a little bit tricky to mess with this and pull this out. However, all you have to do is just pull it up and push the battery out. A little bit annoying, but you can deal with it. Up top here you have a camera. This is a 1080p camera. So this camera is manually adjustable. You can put it up and down just like this. However, keep in mind this camera is not stabilized. So this camera here does not have any optical image stabilization system. So there's no gyro, there is no digital stabilization either. At the bottom here is translucent, and you have these motor here and LED lights that come on to indicate various different instructions. So here's the controller itself. Pretty simple control. On up button right here, you have the record video and picture button. You can record video and press to take a picture at the same time while you're in the air and stuff like that. There's a go to home button, and then there's a landing and take off button right here. You have to hold this button down for that to happen. The antenna is right here. It's a pretty simple plastic antenna. And then up top here you have a little holder for a smartphone. It can only hold like a 6-inch smartphone at max. It does not hold a tablet. I think my biggest problem with this device is that the angle here, when you put your phone in, it doesn't really hold in place that well, and it kind of wiggle. And with my iPhone XR, for example, it's so heavy that it just pushes back, and the antenna kind of hold in place. But this mount here, this setup here is not really good. A lot of Potensic drone use the same setup here. I guess it's the toy drone, so it's okay. But you know, they could do this a little bit better. In the back you have 2 buttons. You have high and low. You can press the button, it will beep 1, twice and 3 times to let you know various different speed mode that it can go in. On the other side here you have a trim button / you can have the what you call headless mode. You can press this button here to do that. It takes 4 AA battery. As you can see, I use a rechargeable one in here. It stays in here. This lasts quite a long time because it doesn't use that much energy. It's rated at 1500 milliamp and it's supposed to last 15 minutes of flight time according to the specification. However, I think you can get around 10 to 12 minutes. The last 20% or so, the drone is going to beep and it's going to return home, so you don't really get to use that. When it's returning home, it's hard to cancel that. You just you can cancel it, but then it goes right back into return home because it's running out of battery. So yeah, I expect about 10 to 12 minute runtime. If you want to use this a lot more, you can buy more of this battery on Amazon. So 2 hours to charge the battery, and then you get to play 10 for 12 minutes. So keep that in mind and buy extra battery you want to play with this for a long time. So here I just wanted to show you the UDI app. So you have to connect to the UDI RC Wi-Fi. After you power on the drone, it will be blinking like this, and then you can connect to it. It takes about 20 seconds or so for it to get reception. And then I'm going to launch the UDI app here. It's called UDI GPS. You can download from the App Store for both iOS and Android. Pretty nice app. As you can see, say connected at the bottom. and here we have Go Flying. There's a gallery to access from the camera gallery. As you can see, some of the pictures and video I took previously. Here is the camera. Say GPS signal is weak because I'm currently indoor. But here you can kind of see you have takeoff, and you have your GPS location. You can click here to get to the map. Here's the map location, and then here you can take a picture or a video right here, and then there's a gallery again. Access the gallery the same way. You can see heading locks, you can see battery level, you can see here also the remote control signal. If you hit this little wrench here, you will see some information that you can adjust. For example, the height, the maximum height, maximum route, all that stuff. You have the firmware here. You can also do, of course, the controller and have the virtual joystick display on the screen. Let me show you that. So here is some of the UDI smart mode. You have like the waypoint, return to home, you can do circular, and you can do VR. So if you are in your screen and your controller is not connected, the real controller, and you go to Go Fly, you get your virtual joystick come up. So that's one thing to keep in mind. You can also turn this up and just, you can still touch the screen, you just won't feel it though. But yeah, here is the option for it. So if you have the real joystick, come on, let me see, it will disappear as you can see, and you get your real controller. So now that I have a few run with this unit, how does it fly? Well, actually in GPS mode, it takes probably about a minute to acquire those GPS signal. I get about 15 here, and with that GPS signal, it holds, it plays pretty well. You can see I'm pushing it around, and it just kind of holds its position really well. It doesn't have any ultrasonic sensor, so it uses GPS to do all of that. As long as you have good GPS, there should be no problem. It handled the wings also pretty well. Lately it's been 15-20 mile per hour wind, and this thing seemed to handle it like a champ. Again, with a lot of wind, you also reduce in runtime, of course. So using the 5 GHz Wi-Fi video feed, it works pretty well, and I see that is almost real time. It's really good. I have a DJI Mavic Pro, of course, that's a little bit better, but in here I could barely notice a lag. I think for a fan who's just starting out playing one of these drones, they're going to be very happy. It's quite simple to fly. When you let go of the stick, it just stays in one place, and it's pretty responsive, which is really good. They rated this thing for 300 meters in an open field. In my experience, I'm flying around my neighborhood. I'm getting about 400 or 500 feet max, and then it starts to beep to let me know that I'm losing signal. When it does lose signal, it will go back to its original position where the GPS is. So just wait for it to acquire that GPS signal before you take off. One thing I do want to point out is that every run, when you turn this on, you have to calibrate it. You have to do a compass calibration. Follow the instruction in the menu is pretty simple. You just put the stick in a certain position. You do a drone dance where you basically rotate it clockwise, and then you flip it upside down like this and do it again. You do have to do this every time compared to something like a Mavic where you really don't have to calibrate that often. Finally, let's talk about the camera. The camera itself advertised as a 1080p camera. I mean, it is a 1080p resolution. You can see here on the screen. However, I think the picture is pretty grainy. It is a decent picture if you have good lighting, but if it get a little bit dark, anything like that, the camera is not really that great. So it's passable as a drone to use to fly around, and you can also record on the app if you want to do that. You can record to the memory card, and you can record to the app, both which works really well. One thing that I wish they added was at least a digital stabilization. I know it's a toy drone, so I didn't expect any full 3-axis gimbal or anything like that, but at least add a digital stabilization, which will help the footage a little bit shaky when you're moving around. You can see from my video here, and it depends on your camera angle. You can get, you know, kind of like a down look. It goes all the way down like this. As you can see, point all the way down, almost all the way down, and then all the way up. You can just see in front of you. If you point it all the way down, then of course you have to fly by sight because you can't really see in front of you. If you point it up like this, then you can fly it's pretty well. I do like it in this mode in particular, for it's easy to see and easy to fly. So guys, that is basically my quick review of this Potensic GPS drone. It's a fun toy, as you can see. It does look like, you know, in a way it does resemble kind of like a DJI Spark. It is about roughly the same size, however it's missing some of that fancy features that DJI is known for. However, this is about $150 where the DJI units are 300 plus. Keep that in mind. Battery life is a little bit short, but I think if you buy another extra 1 or 2 battery, that would be great. The batteries I think are like 20-30 bucks or something like that on the website. So thank you again to Potensic for sending this unit out for me to review. I hope you guys enjoy this short little review, and let me know if you have any question down in the comment box down below, and I can help you with that. If you like the video, please give it a like, consider subscribing, and stay tuned for more future review on this channel. Have a good holiday, guys. Thanks.